Well, welcome to another edition of Thirsty Thursday, everybody. I've got Brady here with me. And first, let me say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hope you all have filled up your bellies at least once. I was talking to a couple of the guys on YouTube here, some of the other channels earlier through text, and they sounded a lot like me, like they had already overdone it once this evening. And took a little power nap, and now they're up, and hopefully they're going to be able to stay awake. I know I overdid it earlier, and I had to lay down for a little bit as well. But hopefully everybody's got their second win now. Thank you all for joining us on this Thanksgiving edition of Thirsty Thursday. I wasn't sure if this was going to work out or not, because everybody's got plans. Everybody's traveling and away with their families. So for those of you that are able to join tonight, thank you so much. Who's in the chat so far? Hey, Chuck's in here, Iron and Oak Sawmill. I was chatting with him a little bit earlier, and he just got done eating, I think. He ate a little later than most people, and I'm glad that he was able to join in tonight. Eric says happy Thanksgiving. Walter saying hello to me and Brady. Yep, Brady's here. We got something to talk about with him here in just a second. Little incident happened with my man Brady here, but we'll talk about it here momentarily. Tie Man's in the house. Craig Wilson's here. I saw a hardworking man go by. Heath and Rachel, I assume, are here. Dave Edwards, George Solomon, Jeffrey's in here. Hopefully Patty's with him. I know that they went out hunting today and even did some firewood today, I saw. Class Haven Farms, how are you doing? Obie's in the house. Tim Thompson, Mark Wakeland, a lot of people making it in here tonight. Outdoors with 608. Joe Gilbert's in here. Big Daddy, I haven't seen that name in here before, but welcome to the stream, Big Daddy. Glad you could make it. Yep, Rachel's in here. And the small wood lot. Okay, we've got 60 people in here already. We're going to get started. Just a couple reminders real quick if it's your first time here. If you've got a question anytime tonight, put a capital Q in the chat before your question. That way it'll help me kind of pick it out, and hopefully we can get some answers. If I can't answer you, there's a lot of knowledge in the chat here, and somebody will certainly be able to help you out. Also, if you're new, type new in here so that we can welcome you properly. Not just me, but everyone in the chat. We'll give you a nice warm welcome. And so we'll just get started with that. It is Thirsty Thursday, so we got to start off with a toast. A happy Thanksgiving toast to everybody. And tonight we are drinking Weller. This is the Pot Still Weller. I have never tried this before, but somebody gifted this to me. So we're going to pop the top. Nice little cork pop there for you. We'll do a pour. Set this down, and we will say happy Thanksgiving and cheers to everyone. Oh no, we'll see how that goes tonight. It's 94 proof. It goes down pretty well for 94 proof, but not sure about the flavor yet, so we'll get to that. I think I just saw a super chat go by here, and indeed I did. So we will give a bell ring to my man outside with Shibe. Thank you so much for the super chat, and he says, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So we get another taste of the Weller here right off the bat, or Willet. I think I'm saying Weller. It's Willet. Willet bourbon, not Weller. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. All right. So let's get back into the chat here. Dr. Bills from Nevada. Welcome. Patty says hello. Eric opened some Eagle Rare this afternoon. Reminded him to get on the show. Well, you've got my favorite there opened up tonight, so enjoy that. The Hogs Logs is here. John McDonald, happy Thanksgiving. And Taylor, it looks like Joe wants you to say something here. He says, let's go Lady Dukes, but he had mentioned earlier he wants you to give a shout out tonight.
Where?
You know what he always wants you to say, because Tymon's
Go
here.
Blue.
Go Blue. That's probably for Timon. What are you saying?
Someone said my number.
Welcome number 15. Yep. That's awesome, Ovi. Taylor noticed that. So Brady just walked out, but when he gets back in here, we got to definitely talk about something that happened to him while we were away last weekend in Florida. Taylor had a softball tournament down in Fort Lauderdale, and we were waiting for our plane to come home on Sunday night. So we stopped into Dave & Buster's, the arcade, to let the kids play a little while and waste some time. And there was a little incident. So I'm not going to steal Brady's thunder on that. But when he gets out here, he can tell you and show you what happened. All right. As you know, we do have a 6K giveaway. We reached 6,000 subscribers this past week. So let me say thank you to all of that and cheers to all of you for that. But every milestone that we have, we always do a little giveaway, and this is a milestone, so we're going to give some stuff away tonight. If you didn't notice in the video yesterday, I did have a little thing at the end that said if you comment on that video is how you will be entered in the giveaway. So if you got to jump out real quick, if you hadn't commented on that yet, you can jump out real quick and leave a comment on that video, and we'll do a random comment picker here in a little while and give a few things away. So I'll leave that banner running on the bottom of the screen there for a few minutes, and we'll get to those. All right, so here's Brady, and he's got a little story to tell you. Hey, there's JM88. That's my cousin. He's watching from the table tonight. So thank you, Joe, for being here. Hello to Meg, and hello to Ty. All right, so George has a question we'll get to here real quick. We will pull that up here on the screen. And George wants to know how your team made out in Florida.
We did pretty good. So our 18U team only brought down 6 players. So I played a lot of games with the 18U this weekend. I'm on the 16U, and I played 5 games Saturday and one Friday and one Sunday. So there's a lot of games.
Yeah,
I was worn out by the end of the weekend.
She played 5 games on Saturday just in the one day because she was fortunate enough to get pulled up to play with some of the older girls, which is always good because, you know, they can push her and make her try to play up to that age group's level. So they had a good weekend. It was not really a tournament. It was more of a showcase. A lot of college coaches were down there to try to look at some players. And Taylor's still only 14, so the coaches can't really look at her or talk to her much yet. But it's good exposure for her to see how all that works because those years are going to be coming for her soon. All right, Brady, lean on over here to the microphone and tell a little story.
Just show it.
Okay, so I had a little break in my finger, in my pointer finger. So it was right near my growth plate, so they had to put the cast on just to be safe. So
well, tell them how it happened.
Yeah, so I was at Dave & Buster's in Florida. We were trying to waste some time, like, before we got on the plane because we had a pretty late flight. And so I was playing a throwing game to see how hard you could throw. And I threw the ball, and my hand came down and hit the machine. And, it hurt pretty bad. And then we went to a hand specialist, and they said it was broken. They put the cast on, but it hasn't been too bad. It's just I can't do a lot of things, but it's working out. Not that bad, but
yeah. So when it first happened, you know, me being the dad and trying to make my boy tough, told him, you know, to kind of shake it off, rub some dirt on it. It'll be okay. No sense in pain is only temporary, that kind of thing. As you can imagine, his mother was freaking out a little bit. We didn't get it checked there because we were getting on the flight. So he came home on the flight. He did have some swelling. We iced it really well, and swelling went down. He was able to make a fist, and you know, we didn't really think it was broke, but Mom, being the good mother that she is, followed up, took him to urgent care. They did some x-rays, and they decided that they thought there might have been a break, but there wasn't really sure. So they referred her to a specialist. They went and took some more x-rays, and they did find just a small crack. So he's only got to be in that cast for like 4 to 6 weeks, and he'll be back going full speed. But he's a little down in the dumps because he can't do what he loves to do the most, and that's play baseball and basketball right now. So he's working on his legs, doing a lot of squats, getting strong in his lower half while his upper half heals up. So everybody keep Brady on your mind. Hopefully he'll heal up quickly. I'm sure he will, and he'll be right back at it. Third pig, love the conveyor video and can't wait to see it all painted up. Yeah, I'm going to try to get that going here soon before it gets too cold and get everything painted. And yeah, make it look a little better. Yeah, Joe, it is good that baseball season's over. They still have winter clinics and winter workouts that they do, but he'll be back going there here soon. Jeff says, so he will be out in the wood yard tomorrow. Praying for a fast recovery. Yeah, he can't really do a whole lot right now. It's his right hand, which is a strong hand. So he's trying to eat left-handed, and it's just something he's going to have to get through. Setbacks are setups for comebacks. That's what I tell him. So what's the status update with the Ram splitter from the Hogs Logs? I'm glad you brought that up because I do have a little bit of an update for that. I got a text message. What's today? Thursday. I got a text message Tuesday from Ram Splitter that sent me a tracking number. Supposedly the new wing is on the way. I did check the tracking number and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So we will check on that tomorrow. Hopefully it shows up and hopefully it's welded correctly this time and it's going to work out. So yeah, that's the update on that, and hopefully it'll be here tomorrow, and you'll see that soon in an upcoming video. Joe Dodge, firewood from the sawmill. Good evening, everyone. I'm running a little late, and he hopes Brady heals up soon. Daniel Atkins made it. Welcome. Glad you could get in here, Daniel. He says, happy Thanksgiving. Congrats on 6K. All right. Outdoors in the Northwest. How are you? All right, so I got a couple notes here. I'm just making sure I'm touching on everything. I saw a couple people mention in the conveyor video going by in the chat there. I got a lot of great feedback on that video, and a lot of people had a lot of great suggestions. I do like the speed that the conveyor is running right now. I think it's perfect. It's the way I want it. So that gear reduction box, I kind of want to keep that in the mix. Changing it to the belt drive has its pros, and I might hold off on that and see how things work out before I make a move on that. Somebody actually suggested that I put a hydraulic pump on it or motor on it and run it right off the log splitter, but it's not always going to be next to the log splitter. My plan for that conveyor is to use it coming off the splitter, but also to move it next to my stacks that I have when I load the trailer. Right now I'm throwing each individual piece into the trailer to load it, and I think I can probably knock small sections of the pile into the belly of that conveyor and have it load my trailer for me a little bit easier. So it won't always be next to hydraulics. So thank you everyone for the feedback on that. A lot of great suggestions. Some people suggested slip clutches instead of the pulley. But that Lovejoy coupling, I think, is going to work. And that motor actually has a breaker on it. So I think if it gets under too much of a load or if it binds up or something, it might trip that breaker and shut that motor down. Some people suggested that I check the amperage to make sure I'm not overdrawing the motor, which I'm going to follow up on that and make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's okay. So yeah, things are moving forward with the conveyor. Yeah, outdoors in the Northwest for the price, you did great. Yep, just a couple $100, and if it's going to work even just for a little while, I think it was worth it, and it'll give me an idea of what I need in the future. Hey, Will Davidson's here, WD30. He says nice motor, and he's interested to see the catch bin for it. Better late than never. Yes, sir. I'm going to start working on fabricating something up. My part-time job, they've got a couple mechanics that are welders and can fabricate something for me. I think I'm going to lay it out the way I want it, maybe out of cardboard first, and kind of get it the way I want it so that I can give them some actual dimensions so that it can make their job a little easier, cut the metal, weld the metal, and make it quicker for them. Do as much of the work as I can ahead of time. Will, the bourbon of choice tonight is Willet. It's the pot still Willet. It's 94 proof. It's my first time trying this, and it's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. So that's what we're sipping on tonight. And back 40. What's going on, Shifty? Glad you made it in here tonight. I hope you are recovering from your full belly. How did you determine the gender of the conveyor? Oh, because I called it, will she run, I think I said. I don't know. That's something that I've always done my whole life. I always refer to things as she. I don't know if that comes from my father or that comes from the way I was raised or what. But I don't know. Let's not get into gender too much here. We can go down a rabbit hole there. So let me get this ticker off the bottom here. Everybody should have seen that by now. But yeah, I just call everything she. Country Roads Life. Happy Thanksgiving from Central West Virginia. That conveyor was a steal of a deal. Any plans for a junk cleaner frame on the upper end? A junk cleaner frame on the upper end. I'm not sure what that means. The junk cleaner frame on the upper end. I don't know. Elaborate on that a little bit, and maybe I can answer that question for you. I'm not really sure what you mean there. Mr. Scuba One, how are you doing, sir? Yep, he's going to be coming down here in the spring with his processor. A little sneak peek for those of you joining in on the live stream tonight. He's been in touch with me, and he's got a Dyna processor. He's going to be driving down through the area, and it's possibly going to be, well, we're going to schedule something so he can stop by here and we're going to run some wood through the processor right at the wood yard. He's going to have both your kids and wife running that thing, and it will be fun for them. Well, you're going to have to get my wife running it, because if we can convince her that it's fun and it's economical and that it's productive, I think you're going to be teasing me a little bit there and making me want something else in the yard. But I'm looking forward to that. I hope I definitely want to make that work out. Will's sipping on some Bullet bourbon. Bullet is what I mix when I have old fashions. I like using that bourbon in my old fashions. Jeffrey, will she run? Came from the alien invasion because he made them run out of the hotel. Yeah, that's going back to the Paul Bunyan show when we were invaded by aliens in the hotel. I think that was Saturday night. Saturday night, we had quite the experience with people coming into the hotel lobby. Jeffrey's got some pictures there. We've referred to that a few times here. Tim Stout, you made it. I'm glad you're here, my friend. We've gone down the firewood rabbit hole, so I don't think we have an issue. Johnny, you're here. Better late than never. I'm glad you could make it on this Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great holiday. Mr. Scuba says it's going to happen. So, yep, processor in the spring. Look forward to that. All right, WD wants to see the Dyna run. He might make the trip up to the woodyard that day. We can make it a party. What do you think? I just got to make sure I have plenty of logs there that are the right diameter and good size stuff that can go through that processor so we can make a lot of firewood. So when that date gets a little closer, for those of you who are nearby and might want to make a trip, we can make a party out of it. That would be fine with me. There's going to be a lot of wood coming off the processor that's going to need stacked. So free labor, I'll supply lunch. How about that? And drinks. Yeah, hardworking man. He's got that new splitter, and his wife, Rachel, she never lets him run it. She likes being behind the controls of that machine. Hey, Larry and Robin's here. Colleen, I must have missed them go by. Oh, there she is. How are you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, so today was a pretty good day. We kept it low key. My mother and my two sisters, my mother and my sister, they go down to Virginia to my other sister's house on Thanksgiving. But we stay here because Valerie's sister and family comes over here to our house for Thanksgiving, and it's kind of hard to get everybody together all the time. So we do Christmas with my mother, and we do Thanksgiving with Valerie's parents, or Valerie's family. So That's where my mother and my sisters are, down in Virginia. But Valerie fixed a fantastic meal. I overdid it. I loaded the plate up the first time, and my eyes were bigger than my belly for sure. I still haven't had dessert yet. That's how full I was. But there's plenty of dessert in there too. Taylor and I made the pies last night. That's kind of our tradition. Me and her make the pie crust and make the pies, and Val handles everything else. Stacking party. That's right, WD-30. We'll have a stacking party. As much wood as we can run off that processor, we're going to have to stack it. Yes, I agree with you. For such a party, we will need to invite Shibe. Shibe's a worker. I'm telling you, he shows up, everybody's going to have to keep up because he's going to lead the charge. Yep, Rachel says that new splitter they got's an impressive machine. So that's why she likes to run it. Oh, but Hardworking Man says he gets to run it when they aren't filming. So she only likes to be on it when the camera's running. I see. That's how it works. All right, so let's get to another thing here. I got a call from the tree service yesterday, and you'll never guess what he's got more of coming for me. That's right, more cherry. And as cherry, it seems like it's either feast or famine. Normally, I don't get much of it at all, but here lately it's coming. So he's got a job with some cherry and some hickory on it. So that'll be good. That'll be coming soon. The cherry that I've got in the yard, I still haven't gotten around to bucking that up yet. But all the oak, all the maple, and some of the walnut is all split and stacked. I've still got a mountain of ash that I need to split. But the ash, I'm not really worried about getting to immediately because it's going to dry quick. So the oak, the locust, and the other stuff takes longer to dry. I like to do that first, kind of prioritize by species on what I want to get processed first. Joe's got a question. Does Taylor and Brady have cousins around their age? Yes, they do. My one sister, Jamie, that lives in Virginia, she's got 3 daughters. They are all either slightly older or a good bit older. My oldest niece, Reagan, is actually getting ready to get married next month. She's in college right now, and she's got a fiance. So we got a wedding coming up for my oldest niece. That is the oldest grandchild of my parents. And then my other sister, Courtney, she's got a son and a daughter that are both younger than Taylor. And her daughter and Brady are actually close in age. So they've definitely got cousins around their age. And when they get together, they have a great time, as you can imagine. The Small Woodlot did an Asian-style Thanksgiving, being a multicultural family. What does that consist of? Asian-style Thanksgiving. What is the meal of choice for the Asian Thanksgiving? I'd be curious to know that. Oh, gosh. There's going to be a stacking party of touchdowns by number 12 on Sunday night. I doubt that. I doubt that, Dan. Shive wants to know when and where. You will know. It's going to be in the spring, and it's going to be at my wood yard. We're going to have a Dyna processor on the property. Peter wants to know where in Virginia. Gosh, the name of the town is on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. Oh, gosh. Let me come back to that. It's only about a 2-hour drive from here in Maryland, so it's not too far into Virginia. Rachel, I like it when these two go back and forth. We're not allowed to listen to a word that the hardworking man says because he embellishes his stories. You sound like Valerie. That's what Valerie tells me, that I like to embellish stories. But I don't know. We don't know what goes on when the camera's not running. We can only go by what you tell us. Man, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but my chest and my sinuses are still really giving me a problem. The conveyor video that came out yesterday, I told you in there that my sinuses were really bothering me. And the day after I filmed that on Monday or Sunday. And on Monday, I was in really bad shape. I didn't feel good at all. I actually came home and laid in bed, and I was not feeling well at all. But it only lasted about 24 hours, and then I was kind of good to go again, other than this lingering sinus stuff. So it's just that time of year, and I'm glad I'm feeling better, but hopefully this doesn't linger around too long. Andy, how are you doing, sir? Glad you could make it in here tonight. Hardworking Man says he actually had a company reach out trying to sponsor him with Halloween and Christmas decorations. He turned them down. Now he's thinking he might have to. Rachel's decorating for Christmas. Sponsor he might need. All right. John says he'll be at the stacking party. We might have it might end up being the East Coast Firewood Frenzy right in my wood yard. Now, we're still working on that. That's kind of like once we get the venue nailed down, I know we keep hashing through this, but once we get a venue, we'll be able to really get going. But that's the tough part right now. Larry, what about that hot rod in the background? Let me give you a different view of it here. I can add this other camera in real quick. I think that'll give you another view. This was Valerie's father's car, and he put this together. It's a fiberglass body T-bucket. It's got a 350 small block with a 350 turbo transmission. And when Valerie's father passed away, that was part of the estate that we were trying to sell to pay for funeral expenses. We didn't get really a bite on it. So I decided that I would go ahead and purchase it to help the family out with the expenses, and we would have a little memory of Val's father. So it's nice for me and her to go for a ride once in a while, go out to lunch or dinner in it, and kind of go for a memory with her father. So that's the deal with that car. It's fun to drive, but man, it's loud. It is very, very loud. You kind of got to wear earplugs when you're driving it because it's got straight header pipes coming off of it, and it definitely turns some head. All right, let's get caught up here. All right. So we're going to do 3 giveaways, and the 3 giveaways are going to be based on the video or the comments from yesterday's video about the conveyor. So if you're just joining us and you haven't commented on that video, jump over there real quick and leave a comment, because excuse me, we're going to pull up the random comment generator and do a drawing here real quick. As soon as I can I wasn't set up here, so I got to get this set up real quick, get the link to the video. So while you all are over there leaving your comments, we'll get this pulled up here, and I will share the screen. And as soon as I get to this link, all right. Brad, you could hold the East Coast Firewood Frenzy at Warren County Fairgrounds. They held the Homestead Conference there. I'm not sure where that is, but if you think that's something that might work and have any details on it, on costs and things like that, we might be able to do that. So let me share the screen here, share this other tab. Let me get rid of this. Let's do it this way. All right. Let's go down here. We'll copy the link. We'll filter duplicate users. Got to do the math problem. That's what I forgot to do last time. We'll get the comments. Amount of unique comments is 117. So let me make sure you can see this, and we will start the raffle to see who the first winner is. Hopefully they're in the chat, because you're going to have to be in the chat here to win, and the winner is Tim Thompson. So Tim Thompson, I'm pretty sure you are here. So what we're going to do tonight as far as the prizes go is that you get to have your own choice. You can pick a ball cap, you can pick a t-shirt, a whiskey glass, or a beer mug. So you all know that the whiskey glasses are engraved with the Firewood at the Furnace logo. We've now got the beer mugs, and that's what they look like, engraved with the same Firewood at the Furnace logo. We've got 2 new hats, well, one new hat. This is the original hat with the gray back. It's a Richardson hat, good quality hat. And Brady picked this one out. This is a white back with the white stitching. It looks really good. So those are the 2 hat choices. Or you can pick a Firewood at the Furnace t-shirt, and you can give me your size, and we'll figure out which one you would like to have. I know Tim is here, so Tim, jump in the comments. There he is. He can't believe it, and he will take a beer mug. All right, it's all yours, my friend. Let me write that down here so I don't forget. You need to send me an email, firewood@thefurnace@gmail.com, and let me know your shipping address, and I will get that right out to you. So congratulations, Tim. We're going to do a couple more of those here coming up. And everybody's going to have their choice tonight. So awesome. And Tim Stout says that's the wrong Tim. Yeah, everybody's going to have a couple more chances coming up. Where are we in the chat? Hey, Rolando. Glad to see you here. I'm not sure if you've been here or you just got here. Richard Titcomb's here. Very, very cool. Making sure I didn't miss anything back here. Outdoors in the Northwest. Yeah, that was something else that people had mentioned about the conveyor, about the gearbox oil. I did check the gearbox oil, and there was oil in it. I don't think there was any water in it because it wasn't milky looking or anything, but just to be safe, now that I know it's going to run, I am going to go back and definitely drain that oil and put some new oil in it. And a lot of people were commenting about oil in the chain. Maybe I should have done that before I ran it at all, but I was so excited after that day to get it going because everything just went wrong. Everything I needed, I couldn't find or it didn't work. The drill, I thought the batteries were charged up. I had to come back to the house to get the drill. Went back over there, and the battery was dead in the drill. So I had to leave again and come back. It was a tough day. But those things happen, and we work through it. Wade King, Brad, what does your hat say that you're wearing right now? This is a hat that I got at the Paul Bunyan show from Adam at Hometown Acres. These are really nice hats. Actually, this is the same exact brand and model of hat that I'm giving away with my channel name on it. So this is Hometown Acres that I'm wearing tonight. I'm surprised that no one has noticed my shirt yet. All bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. So I forgot I had that on tonight, but bringing up the hat made me think of the shirt. And that's a true statement. All bourbon is whiskey, but all whiskey is not bourbon. You got to make some, it's got to meet the standards to be considered bourbon. So yeah, back to the oil in the chain. People said to put waste oil or drained oil on the chain. And also, if you heard that bang every once in a while when it's going around, I think one of the paddles is, twisted or cockeyed just a little bit. And as it comes across the top and it goes back through that tunnel to go back down the conveyor, I think it's hitting the edge and causing that bang. So, yep, we're going to be doing that. Changing the gearbox oil and oiling the chain. Shive is looking for a conveyor. A lot of us it seemed like a lot of us got the idea to get conveyors at the same time. I don't know really who started this process or who started the ideas of conveyors, but it seems like all of us were kind of on the same page there at the same time. And Shive, the way you push the firewood off that rugged made splitter, can get the wood away from you, I think is the greatest thing about them. So it's not piling up there in front of the splitter. Small Woodlot said he noticed the t-shirt, but he didn't comment on it. Use waste oil in a waste oil burner to heat a house or shop. Yep. A lot of people use that. I can get a lot of waste oil from the company that I work for part-time. They've got 40 dump trucks and constantly changing the oil in those. So waste oil is not a problem for me to get. Yes, sir. I can vouch for this. His grandpa would say that whiskey, bourbon, or moonshine, if it's real good, would burn with a clear blue flame. That is the truth. And I can tell you that for moonshine, if you have good quality 100-proof moonshine and you light it, you got to be very, very careful because it burns so clean that you might not even see the flame. You will get a little hint of blue, but it burns so clean that you might not see the flame. Put your hand over top of where it is and you can feel the heat. So that can get a little sketchy sometimes, but that is true. And to think we're putting that in our bellies. Waste oil can be made into diesel fuel. Did not know that. Jared Hildebrand, how are you doing, sir? Remember, you can slip drive, belt drive the 90-inch reduction. Slip drive, belt drive the 90-degree reduction. Yeah, so I was thinking about how to do that as well because I want to keep that in there, I'm pretty sure. The thing is I don't want to get a whole lot going on there. I'd like to keep that as simple as possible. I don't want somebody suggested, twisting the belt, into like a figure 8 so that it would run the opposite direction with a gas motor, putting a lot of other stuff in the mix. I'd like to keep it as simple and clean looking as possible. So there's a lot of different options there, but what I got going on right now, I think I'm going to try first. And if that doesn't work out, then we'll go to the plan B. Rachel, she says, I came upon an old video of yours, Brad, and thought it was an imposter on your channel. That smooth baby face tripped me up. Oh, yeah, if you're new to the channel and you only know me with a beard, this has not been that long that this has existed on my face. I retired in September of 2021 from the state police. I've had to shave my entire life. So I always said that when I retired, I was throwing the razors away. My mother makes comments all the time, wanting to know if she's ever going to get to see her baby boy's face again. And I don't have an answer to that question yet. I told myself I was going to give it 2 full years to see how it does. And it's been a year and almost 2 months. So 14 months I've been growing this, and we'll see what happens. I guess it would be September of 23 will be the 2-year mark. So yeah, if you go back and look at some of those older videos, I am clean shaven. I look like a totally different person. I probably look about 10 years older to you now if you knew me then. Hey, back 40 with a super chat. Thank you, Dan. And he says, speaking of bourbon, is your glass empty yet? Ding, ding. It is not empty yet. And I'm kind of nursing this a little bit because I'm not a big fan of the Willet. So you're forcing me to drink this, Dan. I will do it for you, my friend. Thank you. Cheers. Woo. All right. Small Woodlot says that good quality moonshine can run an engine. Vegetable oil can also run a diesel engine. I've heard that before too. I don't know if I'd want to do it to mine, but hey, if it works and you want to try it, go for it. Jared says, if I call him, he can explain how to do the slip clutch with the 90-degree reduction box. All right, I might take you up on that. Joe says that his Santa beard is coming in nicely for No Shave November. Hey, Joe, I hope you're feeling better. I know that they said you got something going on with your back now, and the Lyme's disease isn't really the issue anymore. So I just want to let you know that I know I comment on your videos and talk to you through the chat a little bit, but I want you to know that you're still in our thoughts, and we're still praying for you here that they can get you figured out and feeling better. He was out in his woods today cutting some wood for grandmom, and I know he's in pain, but he's still out there getting stuff done. So we're hoping they get you feeling better, my friend. Tim Stout said he did the same thing. He also clicked on a channel and thought it was Brad's. I believe it was Alaskan Outdoors or something like that. Thumbnail looked just like Brad. That's funny. All right, let's get to another giveaway here. We'll run back over to the comment generator, and we will check again to make sure that there are no new comments that we need to filter in. 9 plus 5 is 14. 118 comments now. So I think we had 117 last time. So there might be one more in the mix. So here we go with the second winner. You got to be on the live stream to win. Connor Megan. Give him just a few minutes to see if he's in the chat. I don't know if anybody can figure that out, if he's here, if you've seen him go by yet. But it's the same deal. You get your choice tonight of whatever prize you would like to have. Got 100 people in the chat here on a Thanksgiving live stream. Thank you all so much for being here. If anybody sees him in the chat, let me know. I don't think I've seen that name go by. We might have to pick another one. Joe says he has an ultrasound Wednesday. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers that they have good news for him there. Will, you brought my name up in a conversation about beards today. Well, I'm hoping my beard is like considered an actual beard. It's getting some length finally now. So WD wants to see a beer mug again. Sure thing. There you go. There is the beer mug. It's hard to kind of see the engraving on it with the light reflecting off the glass, but that is the beer mug. All right. Does anybody see our friend Connor in the chat? Obi says, hit the like button. Yes, please. That all that helps. It helps the algorithm with the channel. And if you're able to join us tonight and you're enjoying the show, please hit that like button. I definitely appreciate that. Will Davidson, can you buy one? Send me an email, buddy. I've got quite a few of them here on hand right now, so shoot me an email. Donald Slate says, I will win at Boonville now. I don't know about that. Them boys, they've been growing them beards for years and years and years. But they do, if you don't know what he's talking about, they have a beard contest at the show in New York at Boonville. And I'm planning on going to that show next year, and I know a lot of us are. Boonville show and the Paul Bunyan show. I'm making plans to be there for both of them. So I don't know if I will be entering the beard contest. I'll have to kind of take a look at my competition and see what I'm stacked up against. But yeah, that's going to be fun either way. All right, so I do not see Connor anywhere in here, and I don't see anybody saying that he's here. So we're going to jump over and pick another one. Here we go. Savage Firewood. Savage Firewood says, good day, Brad. I think you have a fixer-up conveyor that will do awesome getting wood away from the splitter. The speed seems to be just right. Cheers. Great purchase. So Savage Firewood, are you here tonight? I don't know if I've seen him here either. Johnny, did I say I didn't like Old Weller? Well, no, Weller is, I made a mistake in the beginning and I said Weller, but this is actually Willet. I do like Weller bourbon. Weller is made at the Buffalo Trace Distillery. So, you know, I'm a fan of all the Buffalo Trace products, but this is actually Willet. I misspoke in the beginning, and this is okay. I don't think I would buy it again, but yeah, this is Willet. Savage Firewood is who we're looking for here for the next winter. I was kind of afraid this might happen, but we will keep picking until we have a winner. Joe says, me and Saw Surgeon need to enter the beard contest. Saw Surgeon's had one for a good while. So, hey, there's a super chat. He says, mug me cap. That beard was talked about in happy regard today. My cousin mentioned that I was starting to get one going, but it's small in comparison. Also, I'm still having to work for that beautiful bourbon. Well, WD, you just purchased yourself a beer mug. So send me that email. I'm pretty sure I have your address, but if I don't, shoot me an email anyway and include it in there, and I will get a beer mug on the way to you. Thank you so much for that super chat, and cheers. We're getting close. That was a pretty heavy pour that I made at the beginning of the show, but we're getting close. Savage Firewood looks like is not here either. So we are going to choose again. Pick another winner. Here we go. Gary Gross. I don't know if he's in the chat. Goodness gracious. Gary Gross, hopefully you are here. Neil Stafford says he loves the beard. He has 2,194 days, and he will not shave for 2 years as well. Yeah, so a lot of people that are in, whether it's police work, fire departments, I think fire departments are allowed to have mustaches, but not full beards. Military, any kind of industry where they have to wear gas masks or anything like that, don't really allow you to have facial hair, because if you have to wear any kind of breathing apparatus or gas mask or air filtration mask, you have to take what's called a fit test once a year. And what that fit test does is make sure that you get a proper seal so that no harmful products can get into your breathing system. And facial hair, as you can imagine, greatly impacts the seal that a mask will make. So that's the reason for that. Hey, there's somebody that knows what they're talking about here. Melted Wheelie Bin. How are you doing? Not sure if I've seen you here before, but welcome. And he says a Glencairn whiskey nosing glass. That's whiskey, not whiskey. Yes, that's what this is, a Glencairn. I could go into great detail about how you nose the whiskey, mouth slightly open and all that good stuff, but we've been through that before, and I don't want to geek out on y'all. But Melted Wheel Ben, nice to see you here. All right, I do not see Gary Gross in the chat, and I do not see anybody telling me that he's here. So we're going to continue with this. I'm glad we started a little early to get these giveaways done, because here we go. Hey, Joe's Firewood Videos. I know he's in here. So, Joe, you're still here. You tell me what you would like, my friend. I'll show you the ball caps again. White or gray with the backer. T-shirt, beer mug, or whiskey glass. So let me know what you would like. So Class Haven Farm says that his agency lets them participate in No Shave November. They have to pay a $50 fine, which is the money paid donated to a nonprofit. So that's a good deal. That's pretty cool. The local sheriff's office here, they let their deputies do No Shave November as well, and they actually make a Facebook post weekly. It's kind of like a PR thing, I think, community policing type deal where they make the community feel, understand that the police are normal people too. So that's a pretty cool thing that they do. The state police would have never allowed that. State police would have never allowed us to do anything. I was working undercover for a little while on an overtime project in the truck stops. I was one of the few troopers that had their CDL driver's license, and they had me driving undercover tractor trailer in some of the truck stops, and I was working drugs and prostitution that occur in some of the local truck stops. And I tried to get them to let me grow a beard so I could more look the part, and they wanted nothing to do with it. So, yeah, I don't think the state police would have ever allowed that to happen, even for No Shave November. But now that I'm retired, they no longer have control. Tim Thompson, as firefighters, we are not allowed to have any facial hair where our face masks go. Some departments don't allow any facial hair. Yep. That all has to do with the fit testing. Joe, where are we at here? I'm catching up on the chat to see what your prize is. Will wants me to geek out. He loves bourbons, maybe not as much as me, but they are amazing. When you come up in the spring and we run that Dyna processor, we can geek out on some bourbon. Joe wants a bourbon glass. It's yours, my friend. I'll be in touch with you, and it will be on the way. So very cool. That's the second prize. We are going to give away another one here in just a minute. And then we've also got our monthly live stream trivia question that we will give away a whiskey glass for as well. Hey, there's Dick, old guy Firewood. Glad you made it, my friend. I know you're with your family today. You weren't sure you were going to make it. He says, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. He's at a family function, but wanted to check in for a few minutes. Yes, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Family first for sure, but we do appreciate you swinging in here and saying hello to everybody in the community, and I hope you had a great day, buddy. Oh, Shive, you better not be. Shive says he's sipping on some Knob Creek tonight, and he is not allowed to have dark liquor. Dark liquor and him are not friends, and I would not want to be the enemy of Don Shive. But if you remember when he was here several months back on the live stream here at the house, we were showing that he was drinking some bourbon, but it was actually just twisted tea in that glass. We were just trying to get a rise out of a few people, Sam being one of them. But hopefully that is not true, and he's not partaking in the dark liquor. And if he is, I hope Sam's there with him. Will Davidson wants to know if it should be a video all on its own about bourbon or about the processor in the yard. I'm not sure a bourbon video would go very well on a Firewood channel, but when you come up here, we can talk about that. Neil Stafford sipping on some Knob Creek. That's a popular one. That's what Shifty has to force down every Friday night when the glass overflows. Oh, you're drinking the smoked maple stuff. I haven't tried that one. I normally don't like the bourbon that's infused with anything. I think you're taking away from the craft of making bourbon by adding, we call it candy liquor, like Fireball. Fireball is candy liquor. I know a lot of people like it, so I'm not bashing it if it's for you, but all you're doing is hiding the efforts of the people who made that wonderful spirit. Getting a little geeky on you here. Sorry about that. All right, let's do another giveaway. I should refresh the comments again just in case here. So let's do that. We had 118. Now we've got 120. So I'm glad we decided to refresh that. We're going to do another giveaway of the winner's choice. And here we go. Adrian Whitehead. Not sure if I have seen that name, but we'll give him just a couple minutes here. Joe has a question. Is Jack Daniel's whiskey or bourbon? Well, you're flipping the page, and this is a whole new chapter, Joe. Jack Daniel's meets all the qualifications to be a bourbon. However, Jack Daniel's takes their product to one extra step, and they charcoal filter it, which is not a requirement of bourbon. So they call their product a Tennessee whiskey. They refuse to call it bourbon because they do an extra step. They want to distinguish themselves and call it a Tennessee whiskey, which supposedly gives it a smoother taste, filters it a little bit further. But technically, Jack Daniel's is a bourbon. Like I said, it meets all the requirements, but they like to call it a Tennessee whiskey because of that extra step. So another little fun fact for you there, everyone. Another super chat here from Shifty. Thank you, Dan. And he says, I didn't know you could drink bourbon through a pacifier. Finish that pour already. All right, Dan. Shots fired, my friend. Tomorrow night is Friday night, and you will be on your live stream, and I will be there with Return Fire. So we're going to finish the pour for Dan. Woo! And we will refill. Man, that's a little hot. That is definitely a little hot, Dan. And that is not how you're supposed to drink bourbon. You don't shoot it, you sip it. But I did that just for you. And I'll put a little more in the glass because we got a few more minutes. We're just about into overtime, but we'll go a little bit longer. Seems how we still got 114 people in here. So let's pour a little bit more. I'm not going to pour it as heavy this time. All right. Oh, Dan, me and Dan like to go back and forth a little bit. When we met each other at the Paul Bunyan show, I walked in the door and I just sat down like we were old friends. He's a great guy. Loved hanging out with that dude. I hung out with him most of the time. Thought I would be hanging out with Shive most of the time, but he was awake after I went to bed and asleep when I was awake. So he was kind of nocturnal there that first night. So me and Dan were up at sunrise at the Paul Bunyan show. All right, where are we at in the chat here? I'm getting distracted. Oh, Adrian Whitehead. Adrian Whitehead, we're still looking for you. I haven't seen him comment. I don't think I've seen anybody say that he's here. So we do need to pick another winner. Another super chat from my man outside with Shive. Back 40 firewood. I'm drinking it through a pacifier and just taking it easy with it. You got me a little worried there, Don. I hope you were taking it easy. I don't want to have to come up to Pennsylvania and bail you out of jail. Back-to-back super chats here. WD30 with a super chat, and he says, hope you're ready for tomorrow. Yep. All in good fun. We've all got thick skin, and I'm sure he will be ready. He always, if you notice at the end of his live stream, when he does his Knob Creek, he always waits until he knows that he's done and the live stream is ending. He takes the drink, and then the screen goes dark because he doesn't want anybody to see the reaction or have to do more than that one little pour. So I think tomorrow night, I think what we'll do on his live stream is we'll make him do it before the closing, and then he can do another one at the closing. So if you're on his live stream tomorrow night, turn the screws on that. Make sure that there's a little consequence for making me shoot bourbon. That's not my style. All right. Obi says, Dan, be careful what you wish for with tomorrow's live stream and Brad's shot being fired. Dim Dark says, how's Brady? I don't know if you were here in the beginning of the live stream when he came out and told his little story about his broken finger, but he's in good spirits. He's doing well. He's a very active kid, loves to be outside. Baseball is his life. Basketball he's really into now too. Fortunately, baseball, it's the off season, but he does have pitching lessons that he goes to every single week that he's now having to miss, which he's not happy about. I was in the backyard throwing the ball with him a little bit today, doing some ground balls and footwork drills, and he just feeling a little discouraged that he can't perform at 100%. But I even wrote it on his cast: setbacks are setups for comebacks. So he's gonna be all right. Jeremy Funk, Brad, you need any more oak logs in the wood yard? Yes, I do need more oak. Yes, I know you've got trees down, and I've got to get over there. I will give you a call. This coming week? They're calling for some rain tomorrow, and they're calling for some rain on Sunday. I've got a few deliveries scheduled on Monday, but sometime next week I will get over there and at least take a look at what you've got there, buddy. Just so much going on. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Hey, here's a good idea. Shad, thank you for bringing this up. This is a great idea, as a matter of fact. Dan loves to get on Facebook Live an hour before he goes on YouTube Live here lately. And I think we need to get him drinking on YouTube or on Facebook before the YouTube live stream. And, you know, he should be having a better time, right? All those coins are falling in the glass, and he's cheers with his Captain and Coke. But I think we need to get his face a little red. So let's pregame him on Facebook, and then we'll come over to YouTube and really hammer it home. Great idea, Shad. I'm sure Dan is thankful that you brought that up. All right. Yeah, Doug agrees with me. He shuts down the screen every time. He's got to show it like a man. And that's right. He wouldn't grow a beard. I challenged him to grow a beard, and he wouldn't do that. Let's see if he'll take me up on this offer. Everybody remember, Dan fired the first shot tonight. All right, Jeremy, you said you better bring the skid loader. Some of these are big. All right, well, I'm going to come take a look at them, and we'll see what we got. And we'll see what's going on. All right, let's get back. Adrian Whitehead is not in the chat, so we're going to pick another one here real quick. We are into overtime. Here comes another winner. Dave Watkins, is he here? I guess we're going to have to keep – we're now in overtime, and we've got – this giveaway we need to get rid of, plus we've got the trivia question we've got to get to. So we do still have two giveaways to do. It's 9:04 right now. We will give him 2 minutes. So at 9:06, we'll pick another winner. Dave Watkins we're looking for. The Smallwood lot. Turn the screws really hard. He needs to do consecutive triple shots of Knob Creek. Well, I tell you what, that one that he just made me finish, I think was at least a double. So triple shots of Knob Creek, that might hurt him. That might hurt him. Might have to tune in tomorrow night. If you don't normally tune in to the Friday night live stream, might have to tune in. It might get fun. He might have to end it early. Amanda might get mad at him. I'm just kidding. This is all in good fun. All in good fun. All right. Dim dark. Question for everyone. What did you eat for Thanksgiving dinner? Valerie made an amazing turkey, homemade mac and cheese, homemade mashed potatoes, green beans, stuffing, pumpkin pie, naming all the stuff that I ate, corn, homemade rolls. We got a lot of food left over. Desserts are in there, and I haven't even touched those yet, like I said earlier. David Keene says he's enjoying the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate that. You all are what keep me going here. So this is a fun time for me to do once a month, and making the videos and interacting with all the comments that come in every week is something that I look forward to. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. I appreciate the support. Call Wade King. I'm here, buddy, and need a hat really badly. All right. Hey, it's 9:06, so we do need to, we gave him the 2 minutes, and I don't see anything. We're picking another winner. See who comes up here. I haven't seen this name either. Charles Hodling. I'm not sure which way you say that. Sorry, I didn't have it up here. You guys missed the... Forgot to throw the share screen up there, but that's the winner, Charles Hodling. And here's a shot fired from Jeffrey. Do you have a pacifier giveaway? Asking for a friend. Well, I do not have a pacifier giveaway, but it would be cool if I found somebody that could make a pacifier with the Back 40 logo on it. That would be cool. Man, everybody's ganging up on you tonight, Dan. They'll be ganging up on me tomorrow night. Don't worry. Oh, bacon wrapped pork roast in cast iron. That sounds pretty good. So we're looking for Charles here real quick. Tim Thompson, you sound like me. Turkey sandwiches for a week. By the time the turkey's gone, I will be sick and tired of turkey. Small Woodlot says Thirsty Thursdays. He's here Friday at Woolies and Back 40, then on to Shives and Bucking when I get the off time. Yeah, man. I spend a lot of time on the live streams as well. Daniel, you're heading off to dinner now to start watching the Rocky series with his son. Well, have a great night, Daniel. Thanks so much for joining us here. I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend, and enjoy Rocky. Back 40 with the pacifiers and bottles and bourbon. A shot glass that looks like a pacifier. This doesn't look like one, but I don't know. I might have to do some research on that. We may continue this joke on for a few weeks here. Small Woodlot says he has his dinner on his channel today. Outdoors in the Northwest. Great show, Brad. Thank you, my friend. I don't see our friend Charles in the comments, so we are going to pick another winner here. Let me make sure I'm sharing. I am sharing. Pick another winner. Come on, be somebody here. Jared Hildeprant. He was here earlier. I know he was here earlier. Hopefully he is still here. So Jared Hildebrandt, are you here still? Somebody let me know if he's in the chat. Jimbo 505, he wins, Daniel. Spoiler alert. Yep, Rocky wins. Jared Hildebrandt, are you still here in the chat, my friend? Look who joined us. Arthur's here. Met Arthur down in Cambridge, Ohio. Glad you could make it, my friend. We are doing a giveaway. If you didn't comment on yesterday's video about the conveyor, jump over there and do it. We still have one giveaway left to do. We're trying to find a winner that's actually here in the chat. Billy Bob's Woods said we might end up with double overtime. Oh, there he is. Jared Hildebrandt is here. So there is our winner. He apologized to anyone trying to chat with me. The gesture I did for the truckers at the corner store didn't work out. No one collected. Jared, you just won, my friend. You just won a prize, and you get to pick between a ball cap, a T-shirt, a whiskey glass, or a beer mug. Just a reminder, if you didn't see them earlier, here are the hats. One has a white backing, and the other one has the gray backing. Brady really likes this white hat. He's been wearing that around. He thinks it looks fresh, he says. So, Jared, throw in the chat what prize you would like. Tim Thompson was a winner tonight. Joe's Firewood Videos was a winner tonight. And now Jared. Let us know what you would like out of those prizes. And I will get with you. You got to send me an email with your address and all that good stuff. If you're going to pick the shirt, I need to have your shirt size. Still waiting on Jared to let me know what he would like to have. What did we forget to do tonight? I did want to mention when Brady was here earlier, and I forgot. Me and him have been in the woods hunting a good bit here lately. We've seen some deer, but haven't pulled the trigger on anything lately, but it's coming. Can't wait for him. This year is going to be his first year to actually track a deer, help me field dress a deer, and to go through the whole process with him. So he's been sitting in the stand with me a good bit. Now that he is kind of under the weather, kind of restricted here for a few weeks, he's going to want to be sitting in the stand a lot more. So hopefully we put something on the ground here real soon. Still waiting on Jared to let us know the prize, but we will move on here because we are way into overtime. We can remove the share screen here now. So, if anybody else has any more questions, we can answer that now, but I think we're going to wrap it up, let everybody get to the leftovers, let everybody get to the desserts. If you haven't made it to the desserts yet, I think that's what I'm going to do. And thank you all. Arthur, you just got here, but I appreciate you jumping in here at the end. Still 110 people in the chat. I did not expect this night to go this well, being on Thanksgiving. But thank you all so much again. Arthur says he was trying to get up with everyone tonight, but was not able to get connected until just now. He hopes everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Jeff says he ate so much his clothes have stretch marks. Well, I think I'm going to get ready to go inside and hurt myself again, too. I'm going to dive into some pumpkin pie. There's some Oreo cookie cheesecake in there, I think. But thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I am thankful for all of you that helped make this channel what it is. So have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow evening on the Back 40 live stream. Good night, all.